46? I don't know. I have no idea. 47, 45. It's the morning that we go to Custer. We're gonna go to Custer. It's another little gold mining town. And they kept it as it was back in the 1800s. So we're gonna go to that. And Idaho is gorgeous. Look at that river and those mountains and those fields. It's really a surprise how pretty it is. Just driving down the road in Idaho, and you see steam coming off the mountains, and there are more hot springs. And this actually is a bathhouse built at these hot springs back in, I think it said 1937, and they've left it as it was. And that was it. I'm sure they'd go in the spring and then come in there, right? So the hot springs actually come up from up there, but they had to pipe it under the road. And it is hot. And then it flows into the river. And then there's a pool right there, but there's actually too much water in the river. So it's taking all the hot water with it, and it's not cooling up. Woo! It is hot. We are at the Yankee Fork Gold Dredge. You see on the side of the road there's just mounds and mounds of rocks and dirt. And this is the old Yankee Fork dredge. And the dredge, what Bob? Was for gold mining. So they had to dredge it to get to the dirt that they wanted to then sluice for the gold. That is my knowledge from Discovery Channel. So how it works. Small particles of gold and silver from naturally disintegrated ore is scooped up by the bucket line and is carried to the upper hopper, where it is washed into an inclined rotating cylinder screen, where rocks larger than 5/8 inch holes work their way to the lower end of the screen and fall into the stacker belt, which dumps far behind the dredge. Material that passes through the screen falls into sluice boxes, and since gold is 16 times as heavy as the gravel, water washes the gravel overboard, leaving the gold lodged behind the cleats in the bottom of the sluices. Look at all those buckets! This is huge. It is exactly preserved as it was. It was last used, and it was put here and left here in 1953. It's actually facing the wrong way on the river because it went up and turned around, but normally it would go upstream. So where was this one built? Was this one actually...
This was built on site, right where the tailings start, kind of where the end of the asphalt pavement ended down there when you hit the gravel road. It was built right there. This was designed by Basios Area out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They hauled all the materials in.
Oh my goodness.
You're welcome to take all the photos you want as you go through. As you get up this stair, right at this next level, you can look down on the winch.
These are big.
This is one of the big electric motors that drives this winch drum. The unique feature of this dredge for 1940s, they had all hydraulic controls on here.
Oh, wow.
Where you remember Tony's dredge had mechanical brakes, had those big...
Yeah, I remember watching them drive it.
Yeah, having to set the brakes up there, and then eventually he retrofitted it to all hydraulics and electronic controls. But
the resistors to control the speed of the electric motors. And all the controls. And look down there. And all the winches. And the buckets. Keep going. These are the original stairs. Wait for me, Hank. You did good with that. So we left the control room, and now we're where the buckets come up. So this dredge is much bigger than the ones that you see on the Gold Rush. Watch my head. Oh. Yeah. Thank you. Look at that line of buckets down there. What do you think, bud? I think... yeah, the sluice boxes. 16. So they they collected the gold. I think we're back down on the first floor, second floor. I don't know. Gold recovery area. Lots of water wash gold, silver, mercury, sand, and clay into the jig. There you'd find the gold. Wow, so that's a pin for one of those buckets. The bucket's way more than a car. Engine room. Good lord. The dredge was powered by 2 Ingersoll Rand 7-cylinder diesel engines, which produce 350 horsepower at this elevation. It ran at 600 revolutions per minute. 600 gallons of diesel per day. That would cost a lot nowadays. Some big old engines, huh, Hank? Yeah. He said one of them might still work if you turned it on, but the other one had corroded through.
yeah, this is here. I'm gonna try to turn it.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Did that scare you, bud?
Yeah. He's smiling at me.
Yeah. So, we're leaving the dredge, one of the biggest in the United States. And it was so cool, and Hank got to come with me. And the older gentleman just loved talking about it. So we got like a free personal tour, huh, Hank? So the river actually used to be on this side. Since they moved so much earth, the river is now on that side. That's crazy. So now we're in Custer, Idaho. It was the old gold rush town, kind of associated with where we just came from, the mining and everything. But this was here long before that, that dredge. Come on, bud. It's so small. I mean, there's only a few buildings, but I'm sure that's all it was in its prime. This is the blacksmith shop. Not much. Now that was a blacksmith. Let's go down here. A stamp mill. In 1881, 52 men worked in the mill with the different machinery and refining process. Imagine the noise generated by the numerous pounding stamps and other machinery as it crushed and processed the ore. Come on, bub. Let's go over here. That's a nice building. Let's see. Oh, this was the Pfeiffer residence. They must have been rich for the time. 1890. Ah. They had a store. Let's go inside. Ooh. What the hell happened? That looks more like a coffin than a bathtub. This place is haunted for sure. So creepy. This place is so haunted. Oh, God. I'm sure people died in that bed. Had to have their coffee. Hank, why won't you go in there? Go. This is all we get. This would be our cabin because we're not rich like those other people. You get a one-room cabin. Sweet stove, though. This is where the rich people lived. Come on, no, inside. What are you doing? Oh yeah, this house is big. What's up with these walls? What does it smell like, huh, Hank? Death? No, what is it? No, yeah, that is a dead mouse. Oh. Wow, these people got a big old house. What's that supposed to be? Ugh. Hey, no, come back. That's the old ore mine mill. That's all that's left. Doesn't look like much. So we are hiking along Fishhook Creek. There's a lake here called Redfish Lake that we tried to go to, but of course Hank isn't allowed. So we're hiking along the creek, which that's the biggest creek I've ever seen. But they call it a creek. It's very pretty. Those are the Sawtooth Mountains. You can't see it too good, but they're really jagged at the top. There's still snow, which I guess is why this creek is more like a river. You're not getting in there, are you? You'll be swept away. Good choice. You could not get that stick. Go ahead, go on. You can try. Try and get that stick. Good boy, baby. Except that stick is attached to a tree. Come on, baby. This is Redfish Lake. I'm assuming not named for redfish like we have, but for salmon. Hey, baby. So setting up camp at free campsite number 2 in Idaho. Still near Stanley. That little town. Trying something new tonight. I laid down this seat over here, well, a little bit. It won't go all the way down because it hits the driver's side seat. But I think it will make it seem roomier. Maybe give Hank more room. So maybe he'll lay next to me and keep me warmer so I don't freeze again. We'll see. We're about to cook dinner. Tonight we have chicken soup for dinner. It's cooking. This is camp. No one's around, obviously. "8:30 p.m. on day 46. We're in our cave. I think Hank is more comfortable with this other seat. Down a little bit. He's already been asleep. Probably gonna be another cold, long night. Especially when it starts at 8:30 because there's nothing else to do. Good night.